the launch conductor in mission control, we pause at this moment in our countdown to remember and honor the lives of each of the participants on the Celestis Memorial Spaceflight. Their presence on this flight signifies a commitment to the opening of the space frontier shared by all of us. We wish the friends and families present today and all those who are with us in spirit all over the world Godspeed, good luck, and our thanks for allowing us to share this very personal time with you today. Elsie out. 5 vehicles armed, 3, 2, 1, fire. Missile away.
And good evening. Good evening. Happy fall. We're not into winter yet. I'm sorry I had to think there for a minute. I live in Florida, and basically we only have 2 colors here, green and beige and brown, I guess. Blue for the water, whatever. All right, my name's Mark Lee. I'm one of the Celestis ambassadors here, one of the proud Celestis ambassadors here with Celestis Memorial Spaceflights. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen and talked to you guys, and I'm glad to be back. And we're going to go ahead and give you a lot of information tonight. So make sure you call your relatives if they're not listening right now. We are broadcasting over our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. If there's any problems whatsoever, go right into our comments section. And by the way, bringing up our comments section, you can ask anything, within reason now, that you would like about our company, about upcoming flights, anything. Our team from Celestis is here online as well. They will answer either Charles will answer your request right here online here, or the questions will be answered in the comment section. So make sure you put up your comments when you want. You can do it now if you want to start asking questions. The other thing that I want to mention is that this broadcast can be shown again. It's rewatchable. You can see it again on that same YouTube link and that same Facebook link anytime after the broadcast is over. So this is not a one-up. You can watch it again as many times as you possibly can. We appreciate that, and just enjoy this broadcast, this mission update, which is going to be very, very exciting. I'm incredibly excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my boss, CEO of Celestis Memorial Spaceflight, Mr. Charles Chafer, the wonderful Charles Chafer. Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Mark. It's good to see you. I was thinking while you were talking that you've been doing these since we've been doing these. And I wonder if it's possible to go back and try to figure out how many of these we've done over the years. It's getting up there in a good number.
Yeah, we're close to 50, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're close to 50. I'll have an exact number while you're talking.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a very, very long time. Oh, one other thing I want to mention to folks before you start, Charles, is we have now a QR code during these broadcasts. So at any time you want to visit, and please do visit our Celestis website, you can do that. It'll have information about tonight's show, which is going to be very, very important, and any other information. If you haven't scoured through our website, you need to do that because there's some incredible history-making stuff on that website. So when you can, just go ahead and browse it, and you know how to aim your camera. For those of us that are my age and have to be taught by a 5-year-old, just aim your camera at the QR code, take a picture of it, and I think a link will come up and you hit it, whatever, it'll give you access to it. Or do it the old-fashioned way, which is www.celestis.com, and you'll be able to access our page today. Charles, this is exciting news that you're going to talk about, but I'm sure you're going to start at the beginning before you get our juices rolling and roaring even later on. So what's going on with you and Celestis?
Busy. It's it's good busy, lots of activity, lots of missions getting lined up, and as always, moving around and trying to keep up with the life as a secondary payload that we all lead. But all good. Before I start, I'd like, Mark, if you can, bring up Andrea, and I want to introduce the viewers to our Chief Operating Officer. And her name is Andrea Kasgargis, and she's been with us almost a year now, and has really, anybody who's a big Lebowski fan, and has really tied the room together, tied Celestis together from her perch in Corning, New York. So, but we blast her out of there periodically for launches. And about 2 weeks ago, she and I spent a week in Chicago at the National Funeral Directors Association convention, which was huge, by the way. Anyway, Andrea, introduce yourself, say hi, and then we'll move into the briefing. You're on mute.
Thank you so much, Charlie, for the introduction. It is a pleasure to be here with you all for what is going to be a wonderful and exciting announcement for the company. It's been my pleasure to be serving as the COO for the last year, and I really look forward to the exciting news of the future. So thank you for having me.
And Andrea, as we get into Q&As, if you just want to jump in, I'm sure you can. Sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Charlie.
Facilitate that. Well, golly, as he said, it's been a little while. I think we came to you after our Perseverance mission, but we've been waiting to kind of line some stuff up and have stuff to announce. And we made it 70% of the way there. We have stuff to announce that we can't announce yet. God bless non-disclosure agreements. But I have a lot of information to share with you tonight, as well as a really special video treat. So let me start with going through our upcoming flight manifest, which is where I always start. Our next mission up, if you will, is the Serenity orbital flight, which will be flown on board an above space, that's a Huntsville, Alabama firm, space tug named Prometheus. So we're closing in on closing out reservations for that mission. We're going to have over 200 participants, so it'll be one of our larger missions. The plan is in the second quarter next year to launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida, on a Falcon 9 rocket. And of course, we'll be there for 3 days of events surrounding it. And we have checked in with the team at Above. They've given us the most recent information I just shared with you. We'll be hand carrying the flight capsules for that mission down to them in very early February of next year. And as I say, I know we'll be over 200. We may be higher than that. So that's right on the table. The reservations are still open for that. We signed up someone from Australia today. And just go to our website and put in a contact form and we'll get back with you. The next mission that is on the manifest is for the fourth quarter of next year. We actually have now 2 missions scheduled for the fourth quarter of next year. I'm going to start with the one I can say more about, and that is our Infinite Deep Space mission. We have signed a contract with the provider, and we have sent them an announcement for them to approve. I had hoped we'd have that announcement approved by tonight, but the world doesn't always go the way Charlie hopes. But certainly within the next little bit, we'll be announcing the specific details of who the launch provider is and information around that mission. But it is now officially under contract for Q4 of next year. I should say, as a caveat, every communication that you receive from us should say launch schedules are subject to change for a variety of factors up to the very second before the ignition happens. And that's the reality of spaceflight. I was trying to think today if there's ever been a mission where we announced a launch date and it never changed. And remember, we've done 24 of these things, so we've got a lot of experience, and I can't think of one. And they almost, and underline almost always move to the right. We've had one that came earlier than we thought it was going to, but generally when launch schedules change, they change, again, for any variety of reasons, but they become, we'll launch later. Those of you who have been on this with us before have probably heard me quote my boss for a decade, the Apollo-Soyuz astronaut and Mercury astronaut, Deke Slayton. And Deke always said that NASA never gave out any awards for an on-time failure. And that's certainly true. And that resonates throughout all launch planning. The key element is get the mission successful. There's almost nothing that, even for launch windows of, oh, we can go to Mars during this period or not, what rules is mission readiness, and mission readiness is a floating art. People are very good at it. Look at the number of successful missions in a row, sometimes 2 or even 3 a week that are going on with SpaceX now, and others are aspiring and reaching to those goals. That kind of regularity is, gosh, is it amazing that we've achieved that as a world. Anyway, that's why when I say Q2, some of you will look back and say, yeah, but earlier you were saying fourth quarter of this year. And our job is to reflect transparently the information that we receive on launch schedules. We do not drive the launch schedule. We sit back and enjoy the ride. So that's Infinite. Q4, that has got some potential wiggle room in it. When we announce all of the details of the provider and I can tell you the trajectory will be almost the same as Enterprise, which is it will go to Earth orbit, fire a stage that will take it on a trip out deep space, hundreds of millions of kilometers, to do a heliocentric orbit. And Infinite is filling up. A lot of people are choosing the DNA option on Infinite. The other Q4, and this is a change, launch that we have for next year is our Destiny flight. Destiny is the follow-on to our Tranquility flight, which we did 2 years ago in 2024. Just as a reminder for those of you that weren't on it, Tranquility actually was a successful Luna flight based on what we promised to do in the contract, which is achieve a trans-lunar injection orbit. We did that. But it did not reach the moon. So I made a decision to offer our Tranquility participants a zero-cost reflight on the next flight. Many took advantage of that. But we also have a lot of customers who have only ever signed up for Destiny. That Q4 of next year move, which is on our website already, we'll be sending out more information about that as soon as we can get a breath in the next couple of days. But that is moving. The lunar commercial landing industry had a couple of hiccups along the way. In fact, of the NASA commercial lunar payload service missions, of 4 missions, only one of them landed on the moon successfully. So the industry is going through a lot of learning curves. I have no doubt that they will get it right, and that we'll have a routine, reliable service to the moon. It's just taking a little bit longer than we thought it was going to, and that I think that our reasonable planning told us it was going to. But so that's the 3rd mission that we have. We're also showing our next Earthrise mission, Lumina, for early 2027, which makes it about 2 years from when we flew the most recent one. Most recent one being the most recent Earthrise service. So I think that's pretty much the lay of the land. 2026 looks to be busy with 3 launches. Don't be shocked if one of them moves to 2027. Just again, the way that rocketry and development. And again, these are missions generally that are harder to do than Earth orbit. Earth orbit is prosaic these days, which is wonderful that we just can routinely go to Earth orbit. Going to the moon in deep space and going up into space and returning are all more complex missions in their own way than orbital missions. And hence, we aren't seeing the cadence of those. I'm also not sure about the level of demand for deep space and lunar missions from commercial partners. We all believe, hope, and expect that all of those destinations will have routine, regular commercial service in the next decade or so. But truly, the only one that you could call routine these days is orbital. Okay, let's see. Okay, request for Destiny update, which I did. David Cobb, you're welcome for Enterprise, and thank you for your words. We appreciate them, and we also know that that's what happens. That's the service that we provide is what you're describing. Okay, here comes a question from GC. Process of sending my cremated remains to Celestis as a deep space Voyager account holder. What is the preferred process? If you're in the US, USPS are the shippers of cremated remains, and you should have gotten with your flight kit, if you've received that, a postage sticker for just returning your cremated remains, the sample of cremated remains, to us in the USPS. If you're out of country, the answer is it depends on the country, and it will be best if you just contact our customer service people and tell them which nation you'd like to send them from, and then we'll be able to guide you through that process. But if you're in the US, it's a very simple process. Okay. Okay, something I have been looking forward to tonight is follows. Our first mission the Founders Flight, April of 1997, many, many years ago, flew 24 people into Earth orbit from a Pegasus rocket in the Canary Islands. We had some very fascinating people on board that first mission, including Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, Croft Ericke, the famous rocket scientist, Todd Hawley, who's the co-founder of the International Space University, my personal hero, Gerard K. O'Neill, the Princeton physicist that created the modern era of space colonization studies, and the 1960s icon, Dr. Timothy Francis Leary. All of those and some others, including a young Japanese boy, and just interesting group of first 24 people. Prior to this mission, there had only ever been one space funeral, and that was on a space shuttle. An astronaut took up some of Gene Roddenberry's ashes early on. Didn't tell anybody until after he'd done it. You're allowed as an astronaut what's called a personal pack, where you can take your own stuff and bring it back. And one of the astronauts took some of Gene Roddenberry's ashes with him. And that was announced after it had occurred. And I'm not sure exactly how everybody felt about it. And I think that's why they did it the way they did it, because they would rather seek forgiveness than permission in this instance. But that was the only space funeral, if you will, prior to our 1997 mission. So we founded Celestis in 1995 and began to announce the Founders Flight. We had signed a contract with a company called Orbital Sciences Corporation, which is today known as Northrop Grumman Corp., and flew to Madrid, Spain, and the Canary Islands to see the mission. Well, one of the people on board was a gentleman named Mark Eisner, and Mark's son. Mark was a space geek, but his son also was very interested in space and shared his father's love. Just a classic sort of Celestis story. Well, now, how many years later? 29 years later, his son created a short movie about his experience that I like so much I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So I think I will. If we can run that piece.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane.
A North suburban man who loved space was among the 24 people whose ashes were sent into orbit yesterday.
Michael Eisner's father, Mark, died 5 years ago. Today, his face is on the internet, and his ashes are heading for space.
Pegasus go for lunch.
LC, PLT, copy. LC, Pegasus go for launch. PLT, LC is go for launch. PLT, confirm.
LC, PLT confirms go for launch.
4, 3, 2, 1.
A man from the Chicago area is among the stars orbiting the stars.
Fin actuator system is working properly to control the flight of the vehicle during stage 1. Attitude remains nominal. Power buses remain strong.
Daddy, dear old daddy, way up above she can see You've been more than a dad. You're the best friend I've had. Daddy, you've been a mother to me.
North suburban man who loved space was among the 24 people whose ashes were sent into orbit yesterday. Mark David Eisner spent a large part of his 89 years looking through telescopes.
Here was a guy that, when I was really young, got my light bulb turned on by putting my eye up to a telescope. So it made total sense that this is the kind of thing he would have enjoyed. He loved space and science and astronomy so much.
Mark Eisner's remains will join those of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry and Dr. Timothy Leary. They'll be launched from a satellite.
Here's the box that I received.
The ashes are expected to orbit the Earth from anywhere from 18 months to up to 10 years.
And then this whole thing is sent back.
Eventually, the orbit will decay and the remains will burn up in the Earth's atmosphere.
There's two samples, one here and one here. Those are because one is put in storage in case the first flight doesn't make it. People look to bury their loved ones in all sorts of places. Now an opportunity for us to be able to have his ashes in orbit around the Earth. There's something very romantic about that.
Michael Eisner of Boulder dreamed about something like this for his father's remains, but never thought it could actually come true until the company Celestis came along. The company has leased space on board a regular satellite launch in mid-April. They sent him a kit and a vial for part of his father's ashes.
What we're looking at right now is the actual location right there where the ashes are. This is the Pegasus rocket hanging below the Lockheed 1011, the special craft that's actually named after one of the original Star Trek vehicles.
Michael and members of 23 other families went to Vandenberg Air Force Base to witness the first part of the process.
That's the Lockheed L-1011 that the rocket is attached to and will be launched from.
The remains will be mounted on the third stage motor, which is the smallest one there.
It's also a very unusual flight because the first time that we will take a rocket overseas, we're going to Spain.
It was not only an opportunity to be involved in something that was the first, which has kind of an added bonus to it, but the truth is it's just an incredible thing to have happen.
You can see we've stripped the entire aft part of the aircraft, making it, amongst other things, the lightest Lockheed 1011 ever flying. This allows us to fly to a higher altitude when dropping the Pegasus rocket.
Drops for about 5 seconds, stabilizes, drops, and then ignites. And from here it will, through 3 stages, get up to about 600 kilometers into Earth orbit. I've seen 1 million rocket launchings. I love them. But then there was that one moment where you looked at it and thought for a second that, wait a minute, that's your dad's ashes in there, going into outer space.
3, 2, 1, drop.
This very first space burial in long-term Earth orbit happened to also be the first satellite that Spain had ever sent to space. So it was widely televised by the Spanish government and carried live on broadcast outlets all over the world. Really an emotionally charged setting there with all the families gathered at Mission Control on the Canary Islands to take in this launch that we were watching in real time.
Memorabilia from and about space and a love for the stars, the universe, and astronomy is one of the subjects that bound Michael and his father. That's why this thrills him.
This is something that can be so special for all of us to be able to walk out into the night and look up, as I always do, at the stars. But this time knowing there's something very special beyond just the stars that I've always known. It's really what I get out of it is the chance to look up in the sky and to dream and to think about that. And it's just as exhilarating as anything I could ever imagine happening.
I do hope you will think of me as a person that enjoyed life, that was given many of the gifts of life, earned or unearned.
After 6.5 years of orbiting the Earth, 28,132 times, on May 20th, 2002, little meteors raining down over some tropical atoll in the South Pacific, we imagined. A dreamy finish to a beautiful life.
There's a long, long night all the waiting until my dreams all come true. Till the day when I'll be waiting down that long, long trail with you.
Very nice. Brings back a lot of memories. A couple things. Did you see how young Lester Holt looked in that TV? And secondly, VHS tapes. We used to communicate with people on VHS tapes, and there they were in the 90s. So when we started this little company, we had visions of great things. I'm not sure any of us believed that we'd have a run of over 30 years and 24 missions to literally almost anywhere in the universe. And it's been a very special period of time. We're ready now tonight and earlier this week to announce our next giant step, if you will. We have announced that we'll be going to Mars with our Memorial Spaceflights. We call them in Mars 300. We are wanting to fill up our first journey to Mars with 300 flight capsules. So that's a goal that we have. It's not crazy. And of course, I'll describe how we ensure that it's not crazy. But I look back at our mission that you just saw in 1997. That's where I first met Major Roddenberry. And she said, Charlie, I'm glad to have you fly my husband on your first mission, but you need to promise me that when my time comes, you'll fly the two of us together, me and my husband, Gene, on a mission that goes to deep space and literally doesn't come back. And being 28 years old and stars in my eyes, I said, yeah, absolutely. We'll do that for you. About almost 30 years to the day from when I promised Major that mission, we flew our first Voyager deep space mission. And indeed it had Major and Gene's ash together as we promised. And so when I started thinking about that precedent, and by the way, we've done 100% of the missions that we've announced. We don't not fly missions. But when I looked at it and I said, that took 30 years. And during that 30 years, we had people that had been with us, almost had been ready to fly almost that full length of time, but they wanted to be sure that they were on that first Enterprise flight. Well, it's not going to take 30 years for us to do our first Mars mission. I'm certain of that. Okay, Charlie, why are you certain of that? Don't look at me, look at the providers and other customers. Already, the Italian space agency purchased a cargo flight for 3 of its payloads to Mars on Starship. So the marketplace is open. And I thought to myself, well, we want to be in line. We want to be, of course, we want to be the people that bring the first memorial service to the red planet. Who else would you look to doing that? So we put together our Mars service. You can go to our homepage, celestis.com, and click on the Mars window, and you can learn all about it. But let me give you some details. It's the same thing, DNA or ashes, 1 gram, individual flight capsule. The price is $24,995. The terms for that are that 90% of the dollars that we take from you go into a trust account that is owned by you. And what that means is you can stop it at any point up until we actually integrate your capsule onto the Mars-bound mission. But what you do is you pay a reservation fee that assures you're in line. Then we create a interest earning account for you. So if we're a decade from now, you'll get 10 years of interest on that money, accumulating to offset your down payment. So we're trying to make this a commitment that we can live up to, and a commitment that you can live up to, in that we're going to spend 10% of your money at down payment. The balance, 40%, will be drawn once we sign a launch contract. The next 40% are drawn when we integrate the capsule onto the Mars rocket. And the final 10% is at mission completion. So again, I think it's the top of the line service. You can expect that there'll be events and interesting stuff along the way, but you will be the first human presence on Mars, likely. Maybe some astronauts will beat you, but in terms of your loved one or your ashes or your DNA, you'll be among the earliest inhabitants of the red planet, which we know is appealing. We've already signed our first few contracts for that service, and we're excited about it. It's a big step. It's early, and don't feel rushed. I mean, we're probably going to be taking reservations for at least 3 years, but it's a good way to extend our commitment to providing the most amazing memorial services off of the planet. And we're excited about the capability that we're putting together to do that. All right, Andrea, do you have thoughts or anything you want to join in with?
I just want to say, Charlie, how absolutely inspired I am by this goal and mission that we are creating for families and people who wish to establish their presence in a faraway place like Mars, that we all can look up at the sky and see and dream about and have ideas. And now it feels like we can touch it, whether we are living or dead, right? We can send our loved ones, we can send our own DNA to a whole other planet in the sky, that when you look up at the night and you see it there, it just feels like your reach is expanded so far. So it feels incredible to be a part of this mission and this goal for Celestis, along with the other amazing services that we offer. I love what we do. So it is truly exciting times to be part of the company and to reflect on a video like we just saw that shows how deeply touching the service that we offer can be for not only individuals, but entire families, is truly remarkable. And I really look forward to bringing that to more people than ever and farther than ever into the cosmos than we could even imagine. So thank you for making that possible.
Well, and thank you. We couldn't do it without you, and we couldn't do it without those of you that are locked onto us tonight, learn information. And Mark, what do you think? I think it's we ought to call it a show at this point.
Yeah, I was sitting in the background, just kind of putting up messages and some of the comments that we had online here. This is exciting. This is, oh my God, man! All I could think of was, good grief, War of the Worlds. I'm like, they came to us. It's time that we go to them right now. This is what perfect way for us to actually invade another planet by allowing Celestis to take us there, right? So I'm excited about this. That we've had some great comments from obviously some great people who have attended our past launches and know how fantastic it is when you do attend one of those launches, because it is a 3-day event. And when we do these things, it's just so cool. I can't even talk professionally about it. It's just freaking cool, you know. Well, yeah,
I loved your comment about invade. I want to clarify that a little bit.
Okay.
There are clear guidelines, and there'll be even clearer guidelines on no contamination of Mars when we go there. And so we're committed. There's an international organization called COSPAR that sets standards. They're voluntary, but I think by the time we're flying, people are going to be very aware of guarding the legacy that is this other world. And we're, as you know, Mark, and as you practice with us, all of our missions are designed to be as environmentally benign as is possible for spaceflight. And we
yes, I agree.
Go out of the way to not contribute to space junk and all kinds of things. And so we're responsible actors, and we'll maintain that stance going forward. But great words you had.
This is really, really exciting. And so look, like I mentioned before, I don't know how ready you are to close this out, Charles, but we are available to you at any time. We tried, I think Faith was online answering a lot of questions. You can contact us at any time via our website. Of course,
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but let me break in to praise our staff, including our ambassadors. The people that we select to represent us are all, as Ross would say, world-class people, and very committed to the ideals of the company. And those ideals are first and foremost to provide a meaningful service to all. Go ahead. Back to you, Mark.
All right. Well, you know, I don't know what much to say other than to inform people of how they can constantly stay in contact with us. No question is a dumb question. We always like to emphasize that. Call the office, email us, let us know what's on your mind, even if it's the smallest thing. I think Charles answered a lot of questions. You guys asked particular questions that were answered immediately. That's how we respond. And like I said before, watch this broadcast over and over again. If there's anything that you missed, you had a bathroom break, you can always go back to our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel, and you can watch this again at any time and share it to families. Just email them the links, and they'll know what's all going on. And make sure that you push that we are going to Mars, believe it or not. So I think that's all I have to say. Charles, anything else?
Well, that's a pretty cool way to end it. It's the first time we've said that. And,
Yeah.
you know, as my Rastafarian friends say, first you must have that intention. And we have that intention. So thank you, Mark. It's always great to spend time with you. Thank you, Andrea, for all you've done for us. And thank you, folks that are live with us or who will be watching this on our various channels. Love you. We couldn't do it without you, and we just keep going.
Yeah, and so there will be future updates. We'll always keep you informed and give you enough time to prepare to watch our broadcast. They're typically always on a Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So just find us again, and don't wait for this broadcast to ask questions. Please just do it. So I guess that's it. I gotta go watch my Monday Night Football. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing. Take care, guys. Andrea, you're awesome.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Mark.
All right. Thank you. Take care, guys. See ya. Good night.
This is the launch conductor in mission control. We pause at this moment in our countdown to remember and honor the lives of each of the participants on the Celestis Memorial Spaceflight. Their presence on this flight signifies a commitment to the opening of the space frontier shared by all of us. We wish the friends and families present today and all those who are with us in spirit all over the world Godspeed, good luck, and our thanks for allowing us to share this very personal time with you today. Elsie out. 5 vehicles armed, 3, 2, 1, fire.